The Secretary of Report said what we've said year after year. The same factors contribute to roadway fatalities, whether it's lack of seatbelt use, distracted driving, impairment by alcohol and drugs, speeding and aggressive driving. In relation to seatbelt use, 8% of respondents admitted to not wearing their seatbelt when traveling 5 miles or 10 minutes from their home. While that may seem like a low percentage, short routine trips can be some of the most dangerous, with most crash-related deaths happening within 25 miles of the individual's home and at speeds less than 40 miles an hour. Additionally, 1/3 of respondents admitted to not wearing a seatbelt in the back seat, and that leaves them at risk for becoming a projectile if a crash was to occur. Distracted driving contributes to more than 1/3 of motor vehicle fatalities in Maryland, and nearly half of the respondents surveyed admitted to engaging in distracted driving behaviors while behind the wheel, including changing radio stations or programming a GPS. Impaired driving, we know, is 100% preventable. However, over the past 5 years in Maryland, nearly 800 people have been killed in crashes involving an impaired driver. When asked about the reason for not driving impaired, 86% of respondents reported fear of harm to themselves, and 79% reported fear of harming others as top reasons. But more than 3% admitted to driving impaired in just the past 30 days. Speeding is a significant aggressive driving behavior, and we've seen an increase since the beginning of the pandemic in that kind of dangerous behavior. About 41% of respondents admitted to frequently or sometimes driving 15 miles per hour or more over the speed limit on a highway, and 75% admitted to driving 10 miles or more over the speed limit on a residential street in just the past 30 days. As motorists drive faster, the risk of death or serious injury rises dramatically, especially for our most vulnerable road users. A pedestrian or a bicyclist who's struck by a motorist driving 40 miles an hour is 8 times more likely to die than a pedestrian or bicyclist struck at 20 miles an hour. Everyone is a pedestrian at some point during the day. More than half of the respondents reported they don't feel comfortable walking across crossing a road. However, only 37% say they always utilize that crosswalk to get across safely. Bicyclists have the same rights on the road as vehicles, but even so, only about half of bicyclists who ride on roadways feel comfortable even in a bike lane. That drops to 38% when there's no bike lane available. While to some, these findings might not be shocking, it confirms what we've all been seeing out on the road. It's the personal responsibility of each and every driver to choose to drive safely, to be that driver who saves lives.